mynews.studio.
Solar panels ended up producing more electricity than nuclear plants this summer. That powered Europe through the heat wave. Do you think this could be a turning point for global energy?
Today is August 27th, 2025. Let's dive in. In June, the EU reached a milestone. Solar power became the largest source of electricity across Europe. That's 22.1% of all EU electricity, more than nuclear, wind, or fossil fuels. How did things shift so quickly?
It was really a combination of things. First, there's been a big increase in solar panel installations. And then the weather played a role. The record heat wave meant more sunlight. So solar panels produced more electricity right when people needed air conditioning the most. But this wasn't random. There's been years of policies supporting renewables.
Which countries were leading this surge?
13 EU countries broke monthly records for solar. The Netherlands topped the list. Over 40% of their electricity came from solar in June. Greece reached 35%. Even Germany and Belgium, which aren't known for constant sunshine, saw double-digit increases.
Weren't some people worried about the grid during the heat wave? With all that demand for cooling, could solar really keep up?
That's what's interesting. Solar generation peaks at midday, which matches when air conditioning is used most. This actually helped stabilize the grid, and in some areas, it prevented blackouts. Still, it did reveal a few new challenges.
What sort of challenges?
Grid flexibility is one. When solar output is high, the excess electricity has to be stored or shifted elsewhere. That's why investing in battery storage and in managing demand are becoming priorities. The heat wave acted like a stress test. Solar held up, but now storage and grid upgrades are next on the agenda.
Let's talk about the policies. What really made this rapid growth possible? Was it mostly subsidies?
Subsidies were part of it, but not the only factor. The EU Solar Energy Strategy and the European Green Deal set ambitious goals. There were feed-in tariffs, tax incentives, and maybe just as important, a much simpler permitting process. On top of that, manufacturing support mattered too. Initiatives like the European Solar Initiative helped Europe rely less on imports.
So Europe isn't just putting up solar panels, it's also building its own supply chains. That's pretty crucial, especially with global trade being so uncertain right now.
Right, and it's creating jobs. The renewable energy sector is drawing in billions in investment, which is leading to more high-skilled jobs across Europe.
How are people reacting? Is there broad support for moving away from fossil fuels?
Support is strong. 88% of people in the EU want more renewables. That level of agreement is unusual. It gives policymakers confidence to keep pushing for bigger targets.
And about those targets, the EU's Renewable Energy Directive now says at least 42.5% of energy should come from renewables by 2030, aiming for 45%. Is that within reach?
If investments in storage and modernizing the grid keep up, the trend says yes. Solar panel prices have dropped, policies are steady, and public support is there.
Let's zoom out a bit. What can regions like the US or Asia learn from Europe's solar transition?
A few key points stand out. Set ambitious targets, offer financial incentives, make permitting straightforward, and develop local supply chains. And above all, modernize the grid to keep things reliable.
So could this be a template for other parts of the world?
Not a template you can copy exactly, but it does prove rapid renewable growth is possible. It's not just theory anymore. It's happening, and it's keeping the power on during critical times.
Europe's solar achievement isn't just about technology. It shows that with the right mix of policy, investment, and public support, large-scale decarbonization is possible.
And as heat waves and energy challenges become more common, these lessons will matter more, not just for Europe, but for everyone.
That's our look at Europe's solar surge and its impact on the future of energy. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.